I don't know. Angel Reese. She might have tapped out, y'all. Angel Reese may have tapped out and quit on the Chicago Sky. Everybody is speculating. What is this back injury? What's going on? Hey.
Angel Reese just walked out on the Chicago Sky again. No warning, no excuses. She just quit. Fans are pissed, teammates are shocked, and the drama feels straight out of a reality show. Is this the end of her WNBA career, or just her latest stunt? What went down behind the scenes is wild, and honestly, you're not ready for it.
The world wants to know. The whole world is wondering, where in the world is Batman? I'm joking. I want to know, us Chicago Sky fans, women's basketball, WNBA, Angel Reese fans, where in the world...
Angel Reese quitting? Yeah, about as surprising as the sun coming up. I've been calling this for weeks, and now everyone's acting like it's the scandal of the century. Please, this is just Angel being Angel. Big on fame, allergic to hard work. She's not here to dive for loose balls or grind out wins. She's here for the cameras, the likes, and the headlines. But the second it gets tough, she's gone, faster than a missed free throw under pressure.
I find it very symbolic, very almost funny, but not funny. Not funny, haha, but funny, sad. That out of all the bodily injuries that Angel Reese, a player, could experience, she's experiencing a back injury. Her back is literally hurting. And is it because that she is tired of carrying the weight of the Chicago Sky on her back, being that floor general and that floor leader? Did the Chicago Sky break Angel Reese's back?
And don't even bring up the Rookie of the Year debate between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. That was never close. It was only close in the same way I'm close to owning a $20 million mansion. Pure fantasy. The media kept milking it because drama sells, but anyone watching the games knew it wasn't real. Clark was running away with it, and Reese was only in the conversation because she's flashy and loud online. The stats and the tape didn't scream dominant. At best, they whispered maybe later.
Listen, everybody is ablaze right now. Everybody's wondering, what is really going on with Angel Reese? Has she just flat out quit again? Has she quit on the Chicago Sky? Angel, you have to have some level of self-awareness here. Last year with the Chicago Sky, you quit. You threw in the towel. Once you realized you never stood a chance, to be honest, with Caitlin Clark for that Rookie of the Year. But once you realized your double streak was over, and it was over. She took over post-Olympic break. Once you realized it was done.
And you know who's to blame for this circus? The people who hyped her up for doing the bare minimum. Every commentator who acted like a garbage time double-double was legendary. Every fan who confused a few poses and side-eye with leadership. You fed the hype machine, and now Chicago's paying the price. If you give the keys to someone who doesn't even want to drive, don't be shocked when the whole season crashes.
Yeah, she did wear the villain role on her sleeve, no doubt about that. She didn't do a lot to help herself when she was winning the NCAA championship last year against Iowa, and she was taunting Caitlin Clark. But did we forget that Caitlin Clark had been doing the same thing to numerous opponents throughout that season last year? That it wasn't until she was humbled in that national championship game against LSU that she dialed it back a little bit? You can't want to be the villain. You can't pride yourself in being the villain, and then you lose, and all of a sudden you succumb to those emotions. That is true to some degree. But usually when you lose and you have an opportunity to sit back and reflect, there's a mountain of emotions that get heaped on your shoulders, and it's hard to hold it in. Not to mention when teammates are coming to your defense because they realize how the insults against you have been so
Chicago was never home for Angel. It's just Maryland 2.0. Another flashy pit stop on her look at me tour. She's already eyeing her next LSU. A stacked roster where she can parachute in, let others do the work, then pose for the championship photos. That's her playbook. Skip the grind, skip the foundation, and slide straight into a move-in ready team. She's not the builder. She's the tenant who brags about how nice the house looks after someone else built it.
Making this something that isn't. She's got a back injury. Like, I'm not going to be out here saying that Angel Reese needs to go out and play through a damn back injury. I just don't think is the case, especially when your team is as bad as it is. Like, absolutely just stinking it up constantly. Like the Chicago Sky.
The Sky played themselves by drafting her. They didn't just buy a ticket to the Angel Reese show. They bought season tickets to every dramatic exit and every "I'm not feeling it" moment. And let's be real, Reese plays for herself, not the team, not the fans, not the franchise. She wants the deals, the interviews, the likes. And when things get tough, she disappears. Caitlin Clark is the total opposite. Clark lets her game do the talking. Reese is busy checking if the lighting's good for her post-game outfit shot. One rookie is building a career. The other's just building a brand.
You threw in the towel, said your wrist was hurting for the rest of the year. You threw in the towel and said your wrist was hurting for the rest of the year and didn't play again. This past the inaugural season of Unrivaled, you didn't even finish that season. You didn't even show up for the championship. No, not only did you not play, you didn't even show up to the game at all. People noticing a pattern with you. That's 2 seasons.
Leadership? That's not Reese. Leaders own mistakes, lift up teammates, and take the blame when needed. Reese? Nah. It's always someone else's fault. She wants the perks and the parades, not the 6 a.m. workouts or film sessions. And here's the kicker. She'll get more attention for quitting than some players get for winning. Quit once. Okay, story. Quit twice. That's your brand. Reese is basically the WNBA's Houdini, the disappearing act, except without the mystery.
Listen, Angel Reese has thrown in the towel. She refuses to travel with the team. Once again, the team has a road game. We already saw she refused to travel with the team to Indiana versus the Fever. Now they head to Connecticut to take on the worst team in the league. Yes, they finally win against a team that is worse than them, the Connecticut Sun.
And just wait, she's going to spin this as some self-care or protecting my peace move. Next week she'll be on a podcast saying she had to put herself first, and people will eat it up. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is out here taking hits, drawing doubles, and still producing. Clark's building her dynasty. Reese is building her image. Chicago fans deserve someone who shows up for the grind, not someone treating the season like a side hustle. Hype fades. Heart wins.
Nobody knew what happened on the day. Nothing had happened. Then somebody got into Angel Reese's ear to say that this happened, and she then doubled and tripled down, saying that something happened even though she didn't hear it herself. And then she's there reposting tweets or reposting TikToks saying that Gamebridge is dangerous for her and it's a danger if she goes to Gamebridge and all of this crap. So Angel...
Here's the sad part. Reese actually has the talent. She's got the size and the skills to dominate. But talent without effort? That's a sports car with no gas. Looks good, doesn't move. And Reese seems more interested in posing with the car than racing it. She wants fame, not basketball. And history says the second things get tough, she bails. That's the Angel Reese experience. No refunds, no guarantees.
Some speculation going on saying, of course, because she has injured her back, unfortunately, at the tender age of 23, might I add, that she is still going through the rehabilitation process. But people are so anxious to see just when exactly will Angel Reese return in this current 2025 season. Because again, guys, today is what? August 14th. The freaking playoffs is just some weeks away. And we all know, again, we got to have that come to Jesus moment. If you haven't had it yet, come here. Come to me. We can have it together. Listen, look at me in my eyes and see that I ain't lying. We're not going into the playoffs, guys.
This is what happens when you build someone's brand before they've built their resume. From day one, Reese was treated like a cultural icon instead of a rookie learning the ropes. Every bucket went viral, while the actual numbers told a quieter story. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark was out there doing the dirty work, taking charges, diving for loose balls, grinding every possession. Clark plays like every game is her last. Reese jogs through plays like she's on a runway.
We did a show early in the week about Jason Whitlock talking about she quit on the Chicago Sky. She gave up on the WNBA. She really don't want to play basketball. And this is all surrounding around her back end.
Chicago fans bought the hype thinking they were getting a franchise cornerstone. Instead, they got a billboard, flashy, eye-catching, but holding up nothing. At LSU, Reese could ride the wave because she had talent around her. In the W, everyone's elite. If you don't pull your weight, it shows. The Sky needed a driver. They drafted a passenger. And the moment the spotlight shifted, she was already looking for the exit. That's not leadership. That's self-preservation.
Oh, the grace from the basketball gods and goddesses that we cannot beat the Connecticut Sun. Do you know the Connecticut Sun is ranked number 13 in the WNBA league? There's 13 teams. They're ranked dead last. Whereas we, the Chicago Sky, we're ranked number 11. Now, granted, yes, this happened at their court today, okay? It was the Connecticut Sun's home game. That's no excuse.
Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is proving herself every single game. She's not chasing attention. It's chasing her because of how hard she works. Reese, on the other hand, isn't quitting because she's exhausted from carrying the team. She's quitting because she's not the center of attention. And in pro sports, you don't get headlines unless you earn them.
Tyler Marsh gives a major update surrounding around Angel Reese's back injury, and you guys are not going to believe what he said.
Some people will defend her, saying she's young and still figuring it out. Sure, but so is Clark. The difference? Clark's figuring out how to win games, not how to win headlines. At some point, youth isn't an excuse anymore. It's just cover for bad habits. Reese could be great. She could silence every critic. But greatness takes sacrifice, and the only thing she's sacrificing right now is practice time.
Angel Reese, okay? Of course she was missing in last night's game, where we ultimately, the Chicago Sky, we got defeated by the Connecticut Sun, the worst ranked team in the league currently. They're the worst ranked team. And on top of that, we see 3 ejections. And on top of those 3 ejections made from the game, we see Angel Reese on Twitter cackling and kikiing and giggling, talking about if I was there on the court and God just be knowing, not to put me in certain situations. I'm like, okay, but girl, sister girl, Miss Thing, where is you at?
So no, I'm not shocked she quit again. This isn't breaking news, it's confirmation. Reese doesn't want to play ball. She wants to be famous. And in today's world, she probably can. But fame fades. Endorsements dry up. And what's left is your record. Clark's spotlight comes from performance. Reese's comes from headlines. Big difference.
Trash. She refused to travel with the team to Connecticut, obviously showing a complete lack of leadership. Man. Caitlin Clark's been hurt. She traveling with the team, supporting on the bench. You're supposed to be there with your troops. You're supposed to be there with your troops, cheering them on. Feet, you know what I'm saying? Giving them that energy from the bench, from the sideline, whatever. She not even traveling with the team.
The Sky will move on with or without her. In fact, they might be better without the distraction. Because a team without a star can still find one. But a team built around the wrong star? That's doomed. And here we are again, same story, same ending. Angel Reese quits. And the only people surprised are the ones who weren't paying attention.